Thank you so much, ma'am, and thank you, sir. I would now like to request Shri Ravikiran Tirumala, IFS, Commissioner, Electronic Services Delivery, MeeSeva, IT, Electronics and Communication Department, Government of Telangana, to kindly join us on the dais to deliver his special address. I request everyone to please welcome him with a huge round of applause.
Good morning, everyone. All the officers, all the people who have come here. Let me first take this opportunity to thank the whole team and congratulate the Municipal Corporation of Mayabandar for this excellent achievement. So I come from the state of Telangana, and it is indeed my honor and pleasure to keep forward what we have been doing in our state, and to see how it could help everybody and see how we could also learn from all of you here. So I am Ravikiran. I am Commissioner of Electronic Services Delivery, and which is more often or more commonly known as MeeSeva. Under this Department of Electronic Services Delivery, we are having a lot of projects. I would like to highlight those things, especially which would be more useful or relevant in the context of urban development and in the context of the municipalities and municipal corporations. The first one is MeeSeva, which is a 20-year-old project. We are almost touching 20 years right now. And as you can see, there are multiple modes through which these services are delivered. Basically, MeeSeva is a citizen service delivery platform where the services are offered through various modes, as I have been shown. The franchisee model, which is more in terms of physical centers across the state, is the most prominent one, where more than 4,500 centers are available. Then we also have an online portal, a mobile application, and very recently all these services have also been onboarded on through the WhatsApp mode. So this is how the portal looks. And just to give you a context of how this has been evolved, this started, like I mentioned, way back in 1999 with just 4 bill payments. That is the electricity bill and the water bill and the telephone bill. And going ahead, now we are coming close to 600 plus services which have been onboarded onto this single platform, where the objective is, if anybody wants to apply or make any kind of avail any kind of a citizen services, they could avail through a single portal. They could visit one particular government center or a MeeSeva center, where within in a urban area, every half kilometer there is one center, and in a rural area, almost every 5 kilometers there is one center. Today we are actually hitting close to 1 lakh transactions per day, with more than 600 plus services. And if you see the total, very recently we have completed almost 20 crore transactions from the inception, to see how big the volume is. Just to give you a glimpse of how exactly we operate, if you can see the numbers for the last financial year, 2.72 crore citizens have used these services, amounting to more than 7,000 crores of volume, which is directly going into the government's revenue. Extension to this, a natural extension to that, is a mobile app, because all the citizens, in addition to going to a physical center, would always want to use a much more easier way, at least for those who can do it, who are more digitally literate. A similar mobile application was started, where close to 12 lakh citizens last year have used this, with about 56 crores being the overall turnover. And the most recent one, which I would like to highlight here, which many states, I'm sure even Maharashtra, has been working on this, is the WhatsApp governance, or the citizen services which are offered through WhatsApp. Now, this was launched using one number, which I have shown, was launched sometime in the month of November, where more than 580 services were onboarded. Now, the difference between WhatsApp and a mobile application is very similar. You will not see much difference between a mobile application and WhatsApp. So what makes WhatsApp much more easier and much more accessible to citizens is two things. One is, you do not need to publicize WhatsApp to anybody. because WhatsApp is something which every citizen wakes up today and goes to closes his day with WhatsApp. That is the first thing. And second thing which I would be mentioning is there are so many services which makes much more relevance or much more significance through a WhatsApp than on a mobile app, which are, in addition to these 600 services which are already there. If you would want to do a temple darshan, you want to book a ticket for a temple, now having a dedicated mobile app for that would be very, very difficult, because every temple cannot have their own mobile app. So if you use one single number which you are saving on your WhatsApp, you use that to book any temple ticket. These are few of the services which are already available. Like with respect to bill payments, you can pay your electricity bill payment, your water bill payment, your road transport, be it your registration or tax payment or quarterly bill payment, the panchayat building payments and driving license and all these things, and the services like income certificate, caste certificate, birth certificate, economically weaker section. Close to 580 such services which are already available through various modes have been added on to the WhatsApp as an additional channel, because it is much more easier through WhatsApp to apply for all this. Now, in addition to this, like I mentioned, there are several other things in which WhatsApp will make much more significance, which we have focused on. The education department is one such department which we focused very recently, because as you see, for downloading of a hall ticket or getting your marks sheet, or getting, in fact, last week actually we have delivered 18 lakh progress cards to the parents of the students across all the government schools, starting from 5th standard to 9th standard. Now, what is critical here is there are two ways of working it. One is you ask the citizen to apply for a progress report, and then you do some validation and then you send it. But here, because the education department already has so much information, which means they have the phone number of the student or the parent, so we have on our own from the government side dispatched 18 lakh progress reports, which is going to happen going ahead as well. So that means even which is more from moving from a reactive governance towards a proactive governance, where even before the citizen tries to get some information, they are already having it on their phone. Same is the case with the 10th marks memo or the 10th hall tickets, or the intermediate marks memo, intermediate hall tickets, all the common entrance exams, be it the engineering, be it the medical, basically all the whole gamut, be it the technical education or the degree education, wherever such things are there. Obviously, none of these would actually go to a physical center or anywhere to get any of this. Now, you just collect the phone numbers. Like if I give an example, if one student is using this service to download their hall ticket for the 10th examination, which means you already have the information about which phone number is used to download the hall ticket. So it is very easy for you to just send the results for that particular student to the same number even before the student asks for it. The second part is about enabling of Telugu and Urdu, which is making life even more easier, because the moment we are talking of those people who are unable to type exactly what it is, or write exactly what is required, a voice-based instruction can automatically trigger all this. The next few things which we have added on WhatsApp is all the emergency services. In fact, in Telangana, and I'm sure in all the states, we actually sat down and saw how many toll-free numbers are there in the state. And we could identify there are 15 toll-free numbers in our state. One for fire, one for child abuse, one for drug abuse, one for women's safety, one for fire, one for an ambulance. And I'm sure none of us actually remember any of these numbers except for maybe one or two. Now, because this is an AI-enabled chatbot, it makes life much more easy for a citizen, because he or she does not need to remember any of these numbers. The moment you need, let us say, to give a complaint on 100 for a police complaint, or there is a women's safety issue, or there is a drug abuse issue, The moment you type, that there is a drug abuse issue or a child abuse issue, the agent will automatically identify what is the number and where exactly this complaint has to be sent. Because there is voice also enabled into this with Telugu and Urdu and Hindi and English, of course, it makes much more easier for a citizen, because what we are trying to do is we are just saying you save one number on your WhatsApp and use that number for everything. You use that number for bill payments, you use that number for all the income service, caste certificate, birth certificate, death certificate. You use the same number for, in fact, we are adding, you can, order your cylinder also through WhatsApp. You use the same number for getting your hall tickets. You use the same number for getting your progress reports. You use the same number for emergency, for everything. So basically, you don't need any new app. It is just one number, because it is an AI-enabled chatbot. The moment you type something into it or you speak something into it, it will automatically trigger, and the back end already the things are well in place for all the government services. The most recent thing is about doorstep delivery. This is actually for those citizens who are unable to take time to go to a physical center, either because they are very busy or they are aged, or they are unable to find time. Especially suppose you want to get your Aadhaar enabled or Aadhaar updated or get a new Aadhaar, or if there is a baby born and you need to get a birth certificate for which you need some kind of a physical presence. Now we have very recently started this doorstep delivery, where one field agent will go to your home and give services at your doorstep. The last one which I want to mention in the interest of time, because already I can see the time is up, is the Telangana Data Exchange, which was launched in Telangana just 6 months back. Telangana Data Exchange is the first data exchange, I believe, in the country, where the objective, which is again very, very important for the urban setup. This is actually built on the IAC platform of IODEX, which was the urban data exchange. The objective here is there is so much data available with the government, but is not put to much use. So what we are doing is we have an open data portal, and this data, whichever is available, is hosted onto this data exchange. And because there is a very vibrant ecosystem of startups in Hyderabad, and of course in the whole country, of course, including Mumbai, we are opening up grand challenges, because quite a lot of startups are actually having not much data to come up with solutions. I'll give one simple example. RBI actually tried to come up with something called as Unified Linkage Interface, ULI, similar to UPI. The objective is for all those citizens and all those people who are unable to get credit on a daily basis. It could be your street vendors, it could be anybody who want to get credit on a daily basis, but are unable to get that because they do not have a proper credit scoring mechanism. Now, the amount of data which government has, in the sense like how much electricity bill every student or every citizen is paying, what is the repayment of loans that anybody is doing, what is the amount of transactions that they are doing. With so much data available, it makes much more easier for us to come up with an alternate credit scoring mechanism versus what is already there. So what we have decided is we have tied up with ISB Hyderabad, and we will be opening up a grand challenge for all the startups, so that they use all this data with respect to how much electricity bill everybody is paying, what is the agriculture land everybody is having, what is the non-agriculture land people are having, how many vehicles they are having. Use this to come up with an alternate credit score. So the Telangana Data Exchange is a medium where there will be a common data, more like a golden record in the center, and anybody who would want to use the data of the government to come up with DPIs, digital public infrastructure, and digital public boards for the private is what we are working at. So the present status right now is more than 500 data sets have been hosted onto this data exchange, with about 25 departments already sharing their data, and we have completed one grand challenge with 6 solutions which these startups have worked on, are in the final proof of concept stage. Very shortly, we'll be coming up with another grand challenge, hopefully in the next 2 months, where we will be having much more bigger, higher impact solutions, which will be working at it. So with this, I would like to conclude and thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your insights with us. I would now request Shri Deepak Khambit, City Engineer, MBMC, to kindly join us on the stage to felicitate, sir. Please welcome him with a huge round of applause. Shri Ravikiran Tirumala, IFS, Commissioner, Electronic Services Delivery, MeeSeva, IT, Electronics and Communication Department, Government of Telangana. Thank you, sir.